Hey there. So this is day 3 of my vlogging challenge, 30-day vlog idea that I'm seeing how it is. Still not sure if it's something that I want to do. You know, there's a part of me that certainly wants to give up. But I also want to see it through just so it's something that I can look back on and say that I did. And you never know. I mean, like, I think with every journey there can be some bumps along the road. I know when I made my first video, it was rough. You know, I had to like strap myself into a chair and just be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. So anyways, continuing on here with this, I guess the interesting points of my day so far have been so still on with this job search, and it is an interesting thing. You know, the job search game has changed since the last time I was involved in it. And what I mean by that is that, so back in the day, we used to go on a website, Craigslist, and then like look for jobs, or at least I did. I mean, like that's the kind of jobs that I was looking for. And you would like go on there and you would apply for jobs, and that was kind of just pretty standard. But now, there is this other website called Indeed, and you go on there, and so like I was told about this, just like said, oh yeah, you know, this is a big thing now, and you realize it's like Craigslist isn't used very much, and then it's like, okay, well, Indeed, you end up applying for a job because like all that matters is that it works, is that there's employers and they're looking for employees, and you know that, and it facilitates that kind of an arrangement. And so I applied for a job, and in the process you end up having to, like, you have your resume that you have made, but then there's also possibly a resume, or there's like an online one that is sort of like a part of like the like it's a web-based, browser-based kind of thing. I mean, and there's an app too for your phone, and so it's, you know, obviously it was 2022. It's of course, it makes sense that this is like the progression of this kind of thing. But now it's like, you know, I have applied for a couple of jobs, and, you know, I was kind of with the mindset of before where it's like I have to go out and seek them. But then like based on my credentials, because I do have a history of doing maintenance for facilities and stuff like that. So it's not like I don't have any skills. I do. I'm a jack of all trades, and then or a handyman kind of deal. And so then through this, they can view your resume, your credentials, and then they contact you. And then all of a sudden, all of these people or all of these companies who are looking for a specific type of persons with a particular set of skills, they seek you out, and then they're knocking on your door. They're asking you to come for interviews and whatnot. And it's just kind of neat. I mean, as opposed to how it used to be where you have to approach them. So it's kind of like flip the script, and it's nice. I must say, it's taken some of the stress out of it to actually be pursued. Yeah, so that's a beautiful thing for me, is something that, it's a little light in the at the end of the tunnel. You know, it's starting to see how it's like, okay, this is all going to work out, and I don't have to like take a bottom of the barrel job because I am like desperate for a change in my life. So that's really it's really great that this is kind of how this is going right now, at least here. Yeah. And so what else? The other thing that is kind of, so I've been a little bit stressed out because of this whole job situation and things like that. Like I swear I'm putting everything into like really moving myself forward in life, but sometimes it's like, you know, it takes time. And so I needed a little unplug yesterday. So I started watching this movie. It's called Cypress Hill: Insane in the Brain, I do believe. And so it's like a documentary about the group Cypress Hill. And, you know, just them going into it, talking about how it came about, how everybody met each other, and how it's like it didn't just happen, you know, like it took somebody to essentially mastermind the whole thing, to have a vision for what it's worth, and then to find the elements like the other guys and say, hey, you know, like we can do this, but it's going to take work. And then they like went and all lived in the same place for a bit, and they put in the work. They say it didn't just happen. And to me that's really inspiring, just to more fully recognize that things take time and require effort, but what you feed will grow. The things that you put your energy to, that you give your attention to, it adds up. It might not always seem like it, but it really does. The more that you do it, the more you stick with something and focus on it, and I think that's beautiful. Another thing too is about how, what is it like, because Cypress Hill, so I was born in 81, and so I was fairly young for this stuff, but like the more documentaries that I see about hip hop and how it evolved and whatnot, and I just feel so privileged to have been there for the development of this, because a lot of that, the very early development took place in the late 70s, early 80s, and then of course the 90s. I remember when Tupac was killed, and I remember when Biggie too, and lots of others. It's just for me, what resonates is just recognizing how lucky you are to be a part of history, to be present for something. Like when I was listening to rap, I've always been into it, but it was like it didn't quite, you don't really realize or quite grasp this idea that this is something that is fairly new and that is developing, and you don't really quite recognize what it's going to turn into and the impact that it's going to have. Like what happened with some of these rappers like Jay-Z and Dr. Dre and things like that. I mean, it was just rap music, and then it turned into that. And just super blessed to be a part of, to have been there through that in the 80s, and then the 90s, and then after that it kind of for a little bit. But I mean, through that whole time, it's not like some people might say like, oh, hip hop's dead. It's not dead. It's better than ever. You just got to know where to look. I'm going to make a video of like all my favorite hip hop artists one of these days. Stay tuned for that. But I mean, I guess at the end of this spiel, all I'm saying is just how, like, to be grateful for what you're a part of. Like even right now, amidst COVID, amidst some of the, like kind of chaos in the world, the things that are going on, it's a unique time, and we will look back on it, and I'm just saying treasure every moment of it. And I guess treasure every moment, because when it's gone, and there is no going back. It's a step along the way. And I think that we right now as a species, we are in an infancy, but we are stepping into our own. It is a beautiful time. All of this stuff that's taking place is all happening for a very good reason, and it's going to lead up to something absolutely magnificent and beautiful. So yeah, don't be too quick to dismiss this time as something that isn't supposed to happen or shouldn't have happened or whatever. It is a time to embrace, to look for the positive, and to be a part of that too. Everything that's going on, I feel it enlivens at least myself in a certain way. And like with everything going on in the world right now, I there's a feeling that I have, a recurring feeling of mine, that it's just like there's a lot going on in the world, and it's like it's like we're going through a transition, we're evolving, and I want to be a part of that. I don't want to just sit back and watch it happen. I want to be a part of it. Like Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. And so, yeah, I just think it's a beautiful thing to be a part of something, and to like really be a part of it, like consciously be a part of what's going down. You know, this is like every era is a beautiful time. Some of the stuff that went on in the 90s, I tell you, would never happen these days. And I am blessed to have some stories that I'm able to tell people to be like, whoa, that's insane. And it's just like, it is. And this right now too, COVID, yikes, right? But we got this, people. So, and now I am going to make a juice. I don't normally juice, but I'm going to right now because I like whole foods. But I just feel like my body could use that easy energy and stuff right now. Just, yeah, anyways. And then I'm going to go see my friend play the guitar at a pub. So looking forward to go seeing her and some other friends that are going to be there. So that is my thing for today and for now. And then tomorrow is off to the Fire Festival, and I'm gonna, for the first time, actually like vlogging. Like I'm gonna take my camera and see if I can kind of like, you know, make a silly little video of the little journey and stuff like that. And I'm going to keep with this. And something else that I wanted to say is that I'm going to keep making videos about serious things, about actual subjects, as opposed to just this thing of vlogging, which is kind of, I don't know what it is. It's really just some accumulation of my day's events and how I feel and what I want to share. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm ready for a juice and some guitar. So I will see you later.